What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Pleeka. I'm Jerome, and over there's some strange little nasty man wearing a flash shirt with a mustache, 2 headphones in his ears, fucking can of Monster. His name's Nick. And we risked our lives to go see a movie, to review it for you guys. So I think you should give this video a thumbs up. Because
that's true.
we were out in the battlefield. We wore a mask. We washed our hands.
I didn't wash my hands.
You went pee. I hope you washed your fucking hands.
I thought you meant before we went to the movies.
Jesus. We saw Tenet.
Good sound effects.
Yeah, that's my...
Yeah.
Yeah, you like that?
Yeah, that's great.
I bet the title card played when I did that. It sounded people like, whoa, am I in the movie? We saw Tenet. So spoiler free, describe the movie.
Spoiler free, huh? I guess someone has to...
I love asking you that because every time it's...
Well, I was trying... Spoiler free is hard.
There's a bad guy. He wants to destroy the world. And
That's
he's doing it through inverted time. And it takes John David Washington and Batman to save the day. A.K.A. Robert Pattinson. I love the movie. Spoilers for people. We described it there for you. Hopefully one of those cuts work. And I love this movie. I thought it was great.
I liked it a lot, too. I thought it was really good. I thought it was different than most movies. I liked how it just dropped you right in the middle of it.
Well, for us, literally, it did. But yeah, it starts off with you in that scene, John David Washington going to the stadium or the opera, wherever they're at.
Yeah, it was the opera.
Yeah. They go there, he's saving this dude, and he finds this weird device that he's not sure what it is. He's like, this is weird. And then they get all the bombs, throw it up top, saves a person, and boom, he's on a train track.
Yeah, basically everything that was in the trailer when we first got a boner for this movie.
Yeah, but that's not a real trailer, though. That was only one if you went and saw whatever was one of the first movies that came out this year. That's the only way you saw that.
No, yeah, we got super excited from seeing this. And I literally, when we got to the theater, thought that they were replaying that first, which I thought was weird.
I was hoping it was that, but I didn't think that for a second. So we'll just explain, because we keep bringing it up. We got to the theater, and John David Washington is in the middle of setting the guy down in the seat, and he's getting shot at. And we're like, did the movie it's not supposed to start for 10 minutes. What the fuck are you... What?
Yeah, we were early. And
then we sit down, and then they just keep going. And then he's on the boat doing pull-ups, and we were like, well, this isn't a teaser.
Yeah.
Because I thought maybe it was like a Pixar movie, and they just put like a prelude on there, possibly, since we've already seen that. I didn't know it was going to be the opening of the movie.
Oh, yeah, no, me too.
But then right when they're zip-lining up to the building, they paused it and went down. And like, hey, the movie started early. How many people want us to restart it? And everybody in the theater raised their hands. But so what were some things that you really enjoyed about the movie?
Some of the things I liked is that they show you the future, but you don't realize it. And then when it happens, you're like, oh, yeah, that was that.
See, that's what I liked, but because I'm crazy about time travel stuff,
yeah.
I thought a lot. Because I told you halfway through, I told you, I'm pretty sure like that's John David Washington and Robert Pattinson doing all this stuff that we've seen already. Because in the opening scene,
it made sense.
That tag ring away, I'm like, I bet you that's Robert Pattinson or him. And then when they're fighting each other down the hallway, I go, because I just kept thinking, if I was making this time travel movie, what would be the coolest thing to see? Mm-hmm. And then it'd be them fighting themselves, and later you'd actually see them fight themselves. So I kept everything like that. That's what I really enjoyed about the movie, is everything that I wanted to think would be cool. He did, especially the ending when John David Washington, you figure out he hired himself to do all this stuff when he was the boss. Because the whole time I was thinking, because he keeps saying I'm the protagonist of the story, and I was like, well, that would be kind of cool if in the future he made himself do all this.
Well, it's like I took it as it's like this is his first time through this, and that like.
But it's not, because the one from the future hired him to do this. So technically that one went first doing this, and now this one's second time because Robert Pattinson has already known about all this, you know.
But wasn't it John David Washington first time?
But that's what I'm saying. It couldn't have been if he hired those two to do it, and Robert Pattinson knew about all this and said, You got a good friendship ahead of you, and it's the end of mine. Like, he's living on to become the guy that hires them. So it can't be his first time. You know what I mean?
No. I think it is his first time. Maybe I'm crazy.
To me, it doesn't make any sense for it to be his first time because there's one in the future already that hired him. But also because of the time travel shit, those could be happening parallel.
Yeah, well, I guess how I took it is that, like, he hasn't... So, like, he hasn't learned all this stuff yet because he's just starting out.
Mm.
So like him, yeah, in the future, like he does stuff with him. He just hasn't lived that yet. Robert Pattinson had.
Yeah. Oh, no, I guess to be on your side, we'll jump into my theory at the end that I learned is the whole internet's theory. At the end of the movie, I leaned over to you and I said, "Is Robert Pattinson Max?" Or yeah, Max, because his name's Neil in the movie, and you were like, "Oh, maybe," because he's watching the kid. You never hear the kid talk at all in the movie.
Right.
You barely see his face. I think you only see it like on the boat, like towards the end, maybe.
Yeah,
And like that would make sense. He's watching the girl and then watches the kid grow up, and he's like, "Hey, I worked with that guy."
I liked how she just calls him and he shows up, and she's not even sure.
Well,
like
he's already there too. He gets the phone call while he's in the car at the end.
Yeah.
But so to be on your side, if my theory is correct and that little boy is going to grow up to be Robert Pattinson, then this would make sense for it to be his first time and see him and grow up and all that. And then he's like, "Oh, I got to hire myself in the past that's going to go through all this, you know?"
Right.
So that I guess so if that is correct, then I could see your way with that.
I mean, I don't think there's a right answer.
There is. We'll never know because Christopher Nolan probably won't tell anybody.
But like when I said like showing the future stuff and we don't know yet, I wasn't even talking about like the examples you brought up. The two examples I thought of off the top of my head was the car crash.
The car crash I thought was really cool, especially when you see him driving up to it and you're like, "Oh shit, that was him in there."
Yeah.
That was really, because then it's like, oh, when because I'm gonna watch the movie again, I'm gonna go with Taylor. Now I'm gonna look in the car and be like, "Is that John David Washington driving that, or is that just a stunt guy?" You know, like when he's first coming up, because he goes in between them as he throws the shit.
Yeah.
So it'd be like, "Oh, but try to peek and see what is that."
I did like how he looked over and sees himself throwing the thing.
Yeah, and you're like, "Oh, did he see it the first time?" Like next time watching it, you'll be like, "Did he make that look for reals?"
Yeah, but he didn't know it was him yet.
Yeah.
Because it's his first time through.
Or did he? Just like Robert Pattinson knew it was him.
Yeah, but Robert Pattinson was up to something the whole time, you could tell.
Well, he wasn't up to something. He was just trying not to reveal he already knew all this.
Yeah. That's up to something.
It's not up to something. It's him protecting his friend.
He ended up being a good guy, but there was like the beginning.
There was times I thought he might be bad, and I was really worried about
I
that.
thought he was going to be the bad guy.
But then I thought about that, and then I was like, that makes no sense because their accents don't line up. One's Russian, one's British.
It was before they showed him. Before they revealed the bad guy.
The bad guy.
Like when they just showed her on the boat in the original thing, and they just didn't show his face.
I knew it was going to be somebody, too, because they kept hiding his fucking face, and I was like, who's it going to be? And then it was him, and I was like, oh, that's cool, but I was expecting to be like, whoa, Matt Damon, or something like that, you know?
Well, I mean, I think he's in it.
Well, yeah, no, he's a good actor, but because they were hiding it, I was like, oh, who's it going to be?
Well, he's in the, like, trailer.
Is he?
I'm pretty sure, because I knew he's in the movie.
Why they hide his... Well, I guess they have different people make the trailers in the movies.
Yeah, and the other part is when she was jealous of herself.
That I really liked, too.
Because they showed it, like, way before that.
Yeah, and then at the end of the movie, you see her jump off the boat and herself look up at her, and you're like, wow, she's jealous of her. She's like, I always wanted to be the girl jumping off the boat. We're like, bitch, you are.
Yeah. Doesn't that lead to the theory that it already happened, so it's just going to just happen because it's already happened?
I mean, that's not a theory in the movie, but yeah, I can... yeah,
you know what I mean?
In a way. But they also bring up, like, free will, like, it only happened that way because they did it, but then also because she already saw that, yeah.
I mean, if someone shoots her before she jumps, then I guess it didn't happen, but then... you know what I mean?
Like, but if someone knows...
that was the future of her doing it.
Yeah, no, I get you. I get you. One theory throughout the movie, I was kind of afraid, but then I was like, oh, this could be interesting, is that one of the people was going to end up being... Because they kept bringing up the grandfather thingy.
Oh, yeah.
That one of them was going to be related. Like, Robert Pattinson was going to be, like, his great-grandfather or something like that. Mm-hmm. But they didn't do that. Do you have my phone right here?
Oh, I have it in my pocket.
I want to look up. I'm pretty sure... It was kind of hard to tell because he had a beard and all this shit. That if it was Aaron Taylor Johnson that was with him, I'm like 99% sure it was.
I don't know who that is.
You did not see that coming? Yeah, that's him. Okay. The guy at the end with them.
Oh, the main guy. Yeah, I really enjoyed this movie. I could see why some people don't like it, though.
I can see why idiots don't like it.
I mean...
But I'm not to be like, oh, you're stupid, you don't because you know. I mean, people that, like, Mima, or no offense, Hess, if you're watching this, people like them that aren't, like, good with shows or movies like this, I can see them not liking it because they don't understand what's going on.
And they wouldn't give it a chance.
And they wouldn't try to learn what's going on in it.
Yeah.
So I can see that 100%. I feel like it was, because I heard it was confusing all stuff, but I feel like fairly quick Like the first time they do the shit, it's like, oh, okay, I get what you're doing here.
I mean, I got it when they did the bullet, I guess.
Yeah, it's that stuff is so weird, but it's so like all that stuff, all that the choreography, them fighting themselves, or even when they're doing training and the guys in the background like fighting each other but backwards, almost doing the robot weird shit.
Yeah.
I don't understand how they filmed any of this. I know they've said that like they filmed a lot of the scenes. They filmed them forward once, backwards once, and then I think nothing,
And then sideways.
and then they compile it together. And according to Christopher Nolan and all, no green screen in the movie. They blew up a real fucking plane. That was insane.
I know. As soon as they started talking about going to that place, I'm like, oh, this is where they're gonna blow up the plane.
Yeah, I forgot too, because there's a lot of scenes where like they were doing backwards, and they're like, oh, they probably green screened them there or something, so they just put them with people who were, like, and they reversed the footage, and I was like, oh yeah, he said they didn't use any in this.
Oh, that's funny because you told me that. So the whole time I was thinking,
Yeah.
oh wow, so this is all real.
Yeah, it's so crazy. I would love to see behind the scenes of them like putting it together or something.
Wait for the Blu-ray.
Because that'd be so interesting. Because like even like the fight when he's fighting himself at the airport, like when the door opens and there's like, oh, and like he shoots at the window and all that.
Mm-hmm.
That can you imagine trying to choreography that?
No,
Or choreograph that?
I did think the fight was a little weird, but it's also because
But it's because one's going backwards, one's going forward, and then it was even weirder when it reverses, and the one in the SWAT suit is going forwards, but then the John David Washington that we see is going backwards.
Yeah.
It was so interesting.
Yeah. No, and it was like so different than anything else.
So I'm trying to think. What I really liked the score of the movie. Anytime like you knew time travel shenanigans was going to happen, you hear like it was almost like a heartbeat, like almost ticking noise, kind of like in Dunkirk. But then also had like a bit of like reverse in there too, like stuff like happening backwards.
Isn't that the sound you made when we started this video?
No, that was just me. That was my Inception noise.
Oh,
That was a different Christopher Nolan reference.
I thought that's what it was.
But I really like that because it gets you into it big time. The high speed heist when they're going down, they cram the car in there, and
that was really cool.
He jumps on the fire truck dressed up as a firefighter and blows up the top and goes in there and all that shit. That was really cool.
I did like how he's like, yeah, we're gonna need a fire truck, and and he said all this stuff, and I was like, well, that's interesting. And then he got it, and then he's using it.
That's one thing I really like about Christopher Nolan movies is because I've been watching a couple recently because it's coming out. Like I watched The Prestige and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. He does not notice he's no bullshit scenes. Like it's we're gonna need this, and this, and now we're doing a heist. There's no fat in any of the scenes like that.
Oh, I hear.
You know what I mean?
Okay, I got
like watching they're in The Prestige. There's like 150 like time jumps because it's like, oh, his wife's pregnant and then they have a kid. Like there's like nothing like no fat like that, which I really appreciate. Because sometimes
you wouldn't have been happy if he said we need a fire truck and then you show
and then it's like
Robert
and it's
Pattinson.
like dun 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 dun, and you get to get the keys and they put it in there and they drive it away. I don't need that. Just get the fire truck. I'll get the heist. It's fun.
Wow.
I appreciate that.
I'm sure he's happy to know that.
Yeah, I mean, it's clearly a style he goes through all his movies doing, so I appreciate it.
And then his movie's still fucking 3 hours long.
Yeah, it was weird because it was like, wow, this is wrapping up, and there's not that much time travel shit, and then there's like an hour and a half left, and it just gets fucking crazy.
Oh, I never thought of it like it was wrapping up.
When
did you think it was wrapping up?
After I thought the high speed chase was going on, and then like he got captured. I thought, okay, the bad guy's here. He got captured, and they got the little device. It might be wrapping up soon, and then there's so much more.
Yeah,
and because that's when he goes in the reverse area, and he's getting in the car for the first time and all that.
To be fair, I said that it was long, but it didn't feel long at all.
No, yeah, it didn't.
And they rewound.
The only thing that made it feel long is I had to pee really bad, and I was like, I wish I could invert my piss back through my mouth into the can, so I had to pee anymore.
If you can't breathe while you're going in reverse, I don't think you should be able to.
Well, I'll have a mask. Oh, but if I had a mask on, that would just splashing like I piss in my mouth now. Yeah,
twice.
Maybe never mind on that.
Twice.
Yeah. What else happened in Dunkirk? Not Dunkirk. What else happened in Dunkirk that I like?
I was just glad to go to see a movie.
In the movie, you would have been happy if you fucking saw Annie. Was Michael Caine playing himself? Was he playing because he was Sir Michael and he's in every Christopher Nolan movie? But he went and saw him and he's like, "Thanks, Michael."
I didn't notice that. I don't think he was, but maybe.
I don't know if it was just a joke or because he's barely in it. He's in it for like a scene.
It was funny when he was in it. I was like, is he in every movie?
He's literally in every Christopher Nolan movie, I'm pretty sure.
Apparently Christopher Nolan, I'm surprised Tom Hardy wasn't in it.
Me too. And he's like, oh, you guys are going through time now, huh?
Wow.
Nobody cared about me until I went backwards.
God,
But so I guess you know the answer. But if anybody out there does, his name was Sir Michael. So
I didn't catch that his name was Sir Michael.
at the end, he's as
Maybe you
John
sure
David Washington was leaving. He goes,
sure wasn't Alfred?
"That would have been weird, considering that like there's another Batman in this movie."
Oh, I didn't think of that.
And he's a little boy. There's his mom. His dad's dead.
Oh,
Maybe the
fuck,
mom
yeah.
will be dead soon. That kid, time traveling Batman. It's multiverse, baby. Any last thing? Because I feel like there's always something we're missing that people are like, well, you didn't mention.
Hey, I don't know.
All right, well,
We're missing that we're actually just happy to be back and seeing a movie.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing else out, so don't get too used to it.
Yeah, but there's
all we have left is to go see New Mutants, and I hear it's not great. Take it in the theater.
There's some Russell Crowe movie that's coming out.
No one cares about Russell Crowe.
Russell Crowe probably cares about him.
I guess that you got 1 point there. So we'll play. I don't have my laptop here. Let me pull up a list of. I guess you probably know those movies. Where does this rank? We'll just do that. Where does this rank on your list of Christopher Nolan movies? Is it the best? Is it the worst? Is it in the middle?
You're a bigger fan of him than me.
Mhm.
I like his movies, but I'm not. I've never seen The Prestige.
You should. It's a great movie.
I liked it more in Dunkirk, I think. I don't know if I liked it more than Inception. But then I haven't seen Inception for years. So it's probably in the upper middle for me.
I think it's in the because it's got all the things I love in it.
Oh no, yeah, you would jerk this movie off physically if you could.
I did. You didn't see because it hasn't happened yet.
Wow.
Yeah, it's definitely up there for me. I don't know. I have to see. I'm going to see it again with Taylor. So I have to see it. I feel like once or twice more to really know. But it's definitely. I feel like it top 3 for me for sure.
What's one?
I'd say probably my in the top couple for me would be Dark Knight, Memento.
Memento's really good.
And Inception, and then this is now Tenet will be somewhere in there. I feel like because I really liked it. I feel like to me those are the ones I enjoy the most.
I like
those are
Batman.
the ones that I like. I'll rewatch.
I like Batman Begins too.
Yeah, I like Batman Begins, but it does take after watching it it takes a bit for him to, like you see in the beginning part. You're like that's cool, but like I don't want to rewatch all that.
No, that's the problem with a lot of Batman movies. This is probably why. Dark Knight's probably my favorite.
Yeah, Dark Knight's real good. But yeah, I think it's up there. Like I said, I'll have to see it a few more times to really know.
Yeah, but I mean, it's a really good movie. I think.
Here's the better question. Is it worth risking your life in this COVID-19 world to go see?
Yeah, I wore a mask.
Okay.
I had to sit next to you, which is God knows.
Hey,
what
I didn't do
could
anything to you.
I could catch anything from you.
I think I just blinked at you. I tried to wink, but I think I'm pretty positive both my eyes closed.
You know how I call you Ralphie all the time from the league?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm guessing he does that.
Yeah, he can't blink either.
Oh, that's interesting.
Well, actually, I'm sorry. He can't wink. He blinks.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
They have a whole thing about it.
They're bringing up the league. It might be time to wrap up the video.
It might be,
Yeah.
Ralphie.
All right. Well, thanks for watching, everybody. Please like, subscribe. Like I said, give this video a thumbs up because we risked our lives for you. And if you've seen Tenet, comment down below what you thought about it and where does it rank in your Christopher Nolan movies. Also, tell Nick he sucks balls.